every time I watch a DDP fight, I feel like he's going to lose, and then somehow he pulls it out. And I'm like, how'd that happen?
I was watching this thing that was saying that his striking style is like similar to that of like Homer Simpson. And they did like an edit of like all Homer Simpson clips, and they like mirror imaged it. Like it was like a split screen of like him striking him.
Yeah.
But Homer doing the same exact move in like an episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It's like remarkable how they can be. I don't know, dude. Like the one, I think he was against Sean Strickland, and he was like, he dodged a punch, but then he like headbutted his hip, and it threw Sean off. Yeah, and it almost took him down, but he didn't mean to.
Yeah, it's just so awkward that people haven't figured it out, I think, is the thing.
Dude, it's like, it's weird.
Well, he's just like running forward. He's like basically like take everything you've ever learned and just throw it out the window. Just go in there and scrap. And I just like the comments of like, it's like the plot armor, the DDP plot armor comments. Have you seen those?
No, what is plot armor?
Well, it's just saying that like Hamzat's got all this training and like the wrestling, and then like Drakus is just going to do something stupid and end up winning. Like, I've seen, like, he's going to pull out a cartoon hammer and whack him over the head with it. Hamzat's going to choke out a Drakus Duplessis, and then the real one's going to show up and go, I'm good thing I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
And then, or something like DDP's going to draw a circle in the middle of the octagon, and Hamzat's going to just fall through it.
Yeah, dude, it is weird. He has, like, such an unconventional style. It's like training... Like, you train jiu-jitsu your whole life, and then you go against a white belt that does something really weird, and you're like, hey, you're not supposed to do that. But it's, like, weirdly works for them.
Yeah, they just did something that you weren't expecting, and it's like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and it is weird because, obviously, it's just, like, how he expresses his martial arts, but, like, none of that had to be taught. Like, I mean, I don't know how he throws it together. Like, obviously, he learns striking somehow.
Yeah.
But, like, the pad work, it's so different than how he actually fights.
It just looks like he's running. And then his coach is like, when he was getting ready for Stylebender, he was like, yeah, if I take any steps backwards, he hits me with, like, a stun gun or something like that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So what kind of training is this?
It is weird. Like, how do you see this fight going? Like, I mean, do you have, like, a heart or head feeling towards one person or the other?
I think if I had to lean a certain way, I would say Hamzat will take him down in the first and can submit him. I would lean that way. But it's also one of those things, I don't have any faith in Hamzat. If it goes to rounds 3, 4, 5, I'm taking DDP because Hamzat has not shown really that he's got the gas to go 5. Like, he struggled with Usman, and I understand, you know, also for Hamzat, you're taking on a former champ on 7 days' notice.
Yeah.
But he you know, started to gas in that Gilbert Burns fight. You got to think about the size of DDP. He's also been there in those championship fights. He's been there with Sean Strickland and Izzy. So, but Drakus also got out-wrestled by Bronson to start, and Hamzat's a better wrestler than Bronson.
Yeah.
And better jiu-jitsu, like a better submission threat. I mean, also there's times with Drakus that he got taken down by Whitaker, and I think even Darren Till got on top in a scramble at one point in their fight. So, and we saw Darren Till's ground game.
He boxes now.
Yeah, he boxes for a reason.
Yeah.
So
it is interesting because obviously those fights that you're talking about now in retrospect are years ago.
Yeah.
You know? And it, like, you think of UFC and you think of people's like previous fights and you're like, as if it just happened. But it's like a lot of these fights are years ago. It's crazy that the timeline for that is like that. And also, Hamzat just had something, I think, done with his lungs or something. Like, I know he had an issue with COVID.
Yeah, he was struggling with COVID, and I think it almost made him retire too, which is insane. Like, that's the crazy thing is, for such a great athlete, his immune system was just getting absolutely mollywopped by sickness like on a regular basis.
But I wonder if he had like the fucking prime COVID, like the number, like the top of the food chain COVID.
Yeah, and it doesn't help too when you overtrain your body. Like, it sounds like his biggest thing is he overtrains. I mean, rest is important.
Yeah.
And a lot of athletes learn that, I think, later on, that you need to rest your body. When you're younger, it's just like, oh, let me go all the time. But then you burn yourself out and your immune system's going to drop too, and then you're more susceptible for being sick. So if he's training, apparently sometimes it sounded like he was training 5 times a day is what I've seen. And I'm like, that's insane.
Dude, and like people underestimate the amount of like, man, this is going to sound like we're all gross people, but like bacteria that's in like a training room.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got people coming from like wherever the fuck they're coming from that day. And, like, who they're around, how they sweat, what they just ate, like, where their immune system's at, what's on them that they don't even know yet. And it's like, I mean, everybody gets staph. I mean, it's, like, unavoidable in training.
I have not gotten staph yet.
Well, it will happen.
I hope not.
Well, I'm not saying, well, maybe not because, like, you're, like, doctor background or whatever. But, like... It is. I mean, I have staph.
There's a good chance. I mean, there's.
It's just hard to avoid not getting some sort of like
skin condition,
something
like ringworm or like infantile. Like it goes around like that. That's
because you could get cut with like a fingernail or something, and then it get infected. And it's not because you're dirty or they're dirty per se.
It's just you're sweating. Yeah. People are sweating. People have different microbiomes in their gut.
It's crazier that it doesn't happen more often in like main events where people are just bleeding all over the fuck.
Yeah, like and like, then afterwards, like
how are you?
Or maybe it does, and we just don't know it.
Yeah, true.
Like maybe we're just not seeing it. Because they do fall
off for like a month and a half or so till you hear anything back from them, unless they're on like an interview or something.
Yeah,
but like hardly do they ever talk about like infections.
Yeah, like health stuff, and also like because that was a big thing. High school wrestling, you're getting skin checked prior to every tournament.
Really?
Yeah, every tournament.
How did they do that?
Like you would go in the locker room, you got to weigh in. So prior to the weigh-in, they check nails, like just make sure you cut your nails. They make sure you're like, it used to be clean shaven, you couldn't have a beard. And then they would like just skin check you. So I mean, you're in your boxers or whatever, and then they make sure you don't have ringworm or staph or anything that looks suspicious on you, like front, back, legs, upper body. And then if you did, you had to either, if you had something and you knew it, you had a skin note from a doctor that cleared you, or you weren't able to wrestle because they didn't want to spread.
Yeah.
Like, because there's some of those teams you're going to wrestle at the next week's tournament. So, you could end up spreading it to their team, and then it goes through their whole team, because sometimes some of these guys, I mean, there's so many people that don't even know what these like what ringworm looks like.
Yeah.
Until like somebody that actually knows, it's like, yo, dude.
Yeah, you got
the funk, man.
Yeah.
You need to clean that up.
That's wild that you've never had anything like that. Like,
yeah, I've had I think most wrestlers have had ringworm before, but like I haven't had any like staph or anything crazy, super crazy, where it's like, okay, because staph, now ringworm is like, that's superficial skin problem, but staph's like, okay, you gotta take that serious because that could kill you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, long realm or range, it could end up really doing some harm. I think honestly, I think that's what Ben Askren was. It was like pneumonia plus staph or something like that. If I know,
I thought I heard he got staph, and then it went a little too long, and somehow it got into his lungs, and then his lungs developed pneumonia.
Yeah, and that's just ridiculous because that whole situation is just insane.
I mean, seeing the video of him walking, he looks like. I mean, I don't know if there's a different view of it, but I've only seen the one where he's walking away from us.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like a different person. If you told me that was Ben Askren, I'd be like, no, it's not.
Well,
it's crazy.
Even that first video that came out, like when he was able to talk, I was like, yo, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, and him like coughing and choking a little bit while he's trying to talk.
Yeah.
I would have been like, I get you're trying to put out a video. maybe wait a day or two because like I don't want you to have a heart attack or something because you're trying to put a video
lungs.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. Like it's crazy how delicate, and I'm not a doctor, but how delicate lungs look.
Oh yeah.
I can't imagine like how like injury prone they are when infection really gets to them. Like how fragile or how more fragile they get. Like
oh yeah, I mean think about how many times you just had a cough that was just lingering.
Yeah.
Like, and how much that impeded on your lifestyle.
And we're fully healthy.
Yeah, and you would get that, and you, like, it's always that meme that's like, oh, me remembering when I wasn't sick, and it's like a river going through a valley and beautiful
it's like
mountains. Yeah, butterflies and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, yeah, I remember when I didn't have a cough. But to have to go through that whole lung transplant thing, and, I mean, it is an absolute miracle. He is here today.
I hope he completely comes back.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him like back at the weight he was, like fully healthy and like just operating fine.
Yeah, and I mean he's got the right mindset. It's crazy to see that. It's a motivating mindset to see somebody like that and be like, yeah, I've gone through all that. I'm gonna keep trucking.
Yeah. Speaking of the being sick thing, like it's crazy to be just in your everyday life and forget what being sick is like. Because you do forget. You forget, like, you cannot feel whatever you feel like your level is normally. When you are sick, you feel like, oh, I'm never going to be healthy again. I'm going to be sick for the rest of my... And it could be a stomach ache or whatever it is, or a headache, and you're like, oh, I'm never going to have normal brain function again.
Yeah,
But when you're regular, like, you're just normal... You don't even think of being sick.
No.
It never hits you. But when you're sick, all you think about is being okay.
Oh, yeah. It comes, like, I feel like when I get sick, I can feel it in my joints.
Yeah.
And it just, walking a couple of steps, I'm like, oh, man, this doesn't feel right.
Oh, dude, like the full body thing, like being sick and it's like sinus or whatever, that's fine. But like when it's like your body feels like it's under attack, you're just like, nothing feels right. Dude. It really, and I'm sure it's the tamest version of anything you could ever have that's serious, but it really feels like you're going to die. In your mind, you're just like, this is it. Like, I need to start telling people what they can have in my room. Because, like, I'm gone forever. Yeah.
Need some soup and some ginger ale stat.
Need to make arrangements for my cat. Like, who is she going to live with for the rest of her life because it's over?
You're just curled up in a ball on the couch. You're like, I can't even look at the TV. I can't even watch this movie. I'm going. I'm fading.
It's tough. I think that's definitely something we take for granted because we're all so normally healthy.
And then females are like, oh yeah, I'm deathly ill. I'm going to continue on my journey.
Dude, I mean, women have, and look, I'm not a woman, okay? Contrary to popular belief, but... I can't even imagine, and I don't know that I'd be here today if I was born a woman. Just because, like, every fucking month they have to deal with a period, and, like, I have no idea what that fucking feels like at all. But imagine if we, like, I've heard this joke, and I can't remember who said it, but imagine if a dude had a nosebleed once a month. We would be unreconcilable. Like, you couldn't deal with us. We would be bitching way more than the girls. Well, girls are way tougher as far as like patience and like dealing with inconveniences than guys. Guys are like, maybe I'm just talking about me, but I can't, like, I have no patience. Like if my nose just couldn't stop bleeding and all I could talk was out of my mouth like this, brother, I just wouldn't leave the house those days. Maybe I'd go to work, but past that, I wouldn't do anything else. I wouldn't talk to people because I wouldn't want that version of me out there.
Well, I just think about, like...
I'd kill someone.
I think about my mom,
Sweet lady.
Yeah, my mom... And I think moms are just, like this is... They can be sick and, like, have the cold or whatever, but I feel like they rarely ever are just sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Like a guy gets sick
We're dying.
Yeah,
we're literally dying.
It's over, dude.
It's over.
I gotta lay there. And then 5 steps, trying to get 5 steps to the kitchen. I'm like,
dudes are laying there.
I need
like,
a rest.
Yeah, they're laying there like, go ahead and shoot me. It's over.
I think this
I
is
have
it.
Nothing left.
A guy sickness is like you're done. You're done. But then like your mom gets sick. Yeah. She's sick and she's got the same like head cold and stuff like that. And she's like, I gotta get the laundry done. I'm still gonna mop the house. I'm gonna do. And it's like.
And she could have just had a baby like a day ago.
It's like, how'd you do that?
Yeah, and they're like, dude, watching a woman like have a baby and then, I mean, I don't know the time frame, but it really feels like just weeks later they look back to normal shape.
Yeah, and they're taking care, and then they're taking care of the child. Like they're taking care of the child, and then they're taking on all these other responsibilities that they had before.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
with another human.
It's impressive.
Also, I mean, just to speak on the pregnancy thing for a second, what happens to that big like hole in your body now? Not the vagina. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking like the baby that was in your belly. Obviously, it's out now. But then what happens to all that space that's in your belly? Does it just immediately... It's not airtight. It doesn't just suck back into your body. Like, I've never seen a lady's belly after she had a baby, like, in the moment. Like, what does the belly do? Like, is it, like, squishy, or is it, like...
I don't know.
I don't know either. I've never been that close to someone who had a baby to be like, hey, let me look at your belly real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me check this out. Well, then also, everybody's so sucked. That's the other thing, too, about... moms giving birth is like they give birth and they went through this hard thing, but then also it's just the natural bend for all people to be like, man, look at this baby, you know? Yeah. But then also like the mom just went through a hard that is crazy. I could obviously like never going to experience that. Thank goodness I'm not going to experience that because I again don't think I'm tough enough. Yeah. People are like, oh yeah, you get in a ring and fight, dude. There's no way.
Dude, women,
there is no way.
Women
I could do that.
Are Superman basically, and then men are Batman. Like the version of like what we can actually take. Like Superman can take the strongest things ever at him. Yo, cat's about to throw up. Poor kitty.
Oh my goodness.
Her fur so much.
Is that hairball? I was watching Shrek 2 and I was like, I haven't seen that. I thought you were pushing her with your foot. I know that sucks, but I'll clean that up after the podcast. What was I saying? Oh, women are like Superman or Superman. Like they can take the strongest force in all of the galaxy. Men are like Batman, like a really strong homeless guy could probably knock us out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you caught us off guard, we're toast. Yeah.
Like, we're going to give you hell, and we have gadgets.
But then if you walked up behind me with a glass bottle...
Yeah, like...
And I'm not paying attention...
You're going to dummy me, and I'm not even going to know what happened. I'm going to wake up and be like, whoa, who are these people in this room?
What? Who are you?
Yeah, I don't know, like... Women have it crazy, dude. I definitely couldn't do that. This is a complete weird turn. Where is the fight this week? Chicago. Where's this at?
I have no clue.
We're watching the press conference for Duplessis versus Chimaev. It looks like they're in like a big like tent thing. It doesn't look like they're in the venue of the fight. Pico's making his debut.
I'm curious about watching Aaron Pico.
Who is he fighting?
He's fighting. He's probably about to walk out. He was supposed to fight Musafar, but then he pulled out. So I can't remember who he's got.
It's not Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal's fighting.
No, he's
Kratos,
got
Pratas. Him.
Oh,
fuck.
Lerone Murphy.
Yeah.
I think Murphy's gonna beat him.
I don't know, dude. I think both are dope fighters. Like it'll be an interesting fight. I hope that it's like. If Murphy wins, that is a bad starting record for Bellator fighters.
Oh yeah, big time.
I mean Chandler weirdly enough had a win Because it was Hooker was his first fight, right?
Yeah. He came in, knocked out Hooker, and then got... Who do you get? Charles after that?
No, I think he did Gaethje after that. Right?
No, Gaethje was like one of the later ones. I think he got he got Hooker. I think he got...
Oh, yeah. Was Charles for like the interim, right?
Or for the belt. And then he lost that one, which he should have won. And then I think he bounced back, fought somewhere in there, like right shortly after was Tony. And he freaking punted his head.
No, because he won, lost, and then I think he lost, won. Because I think he fought Charles, Dustin, Justin. Or Justin, then Dustin, then Tony.
Punted Tony Ferguson's head.
Yeah, I mean, those are his only 2 wins is Hooker and Tony.
Yeah.
Which is not good.
No.
I mean, Hooker's a good win because Hooker's still dangerous.
I think the problem is he just like... I feel like if he had...
Chandler?
If he uses, Chandler's fight IQ just like goes out the window.
Literally.
It's like, forget it.
He trains like a madman. Like, he trains like he'd be the best in the world, right? But then he immediately starts the fight, and it's like when you leave that test where they put like a marshmallow on a table and they're like, hey, if I leave the room, don't eat this, I'll give you 2.
And he eats it immediately.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even wait for you to finish the sentence and he eats it, and then he's like,
Yeah, it was Dan Hooker, Charles Oliveira, Gaethje, Tony Ferguson, then Poirier, Oliveira, Patty.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Like, if I was the UFC, what I would do is I'd be like, look, you're not fighting anymore, and we'll pay you a hefty check to be like a broadcaster because he sells UFC really well.
Oh yeah, he sells fights really, really well.
He's got that like voice. One, his voice sounds good for that specific reason. 2, he knows how to talk really well about something he actually believes in, and he loves the UFC. So he can sell fights. Like, he should be one of these people that goes against like Stephen A. Smith or something. Like, he's a good talking head for the UFC because even the people I don't think he genuinely loves Dustin, but he talks like he likes him.
Yeah.
But I bet you in his real heart, he probably doesn't like Dustin.
Yeah.
But he can put that behind him and talk really nice about him. He's like what Chael is now.
He's really good at stringing words together.
Dude, him and DC should have a show or something, or him and Ariel or something.
I wouldn't mind seeing Chandler do like something in the. I just think it kills me because Chandler has great wrestling, great pop. Like
on
power.
paper, it doesn't make sense that he's not good.
Yeah, but his
prime was not in the UFC.
Yeah, it was towards the end of his career, and also it's just some guys can't ever get past the, I guess, really just wanting to scrap and be exciting. But that's the other thing too is
you have to have partners that want to do the same thing, and he did that with Alvarez twice.
Yeah.
So he had partners that really liked to do that, and he did run into that with the UFC, but like they're better at gritting out the fight.
Yeah, and like some of them are just in a different, younger part of their career that just you're just
there's something that you can't really explain though about like Gaethje and Dustin for those years. Like Gaethje should be punch drunk.
Oh yeah,
but he can readjust his career and then do a little run. Maybe he loses something and then he readjusts again, and then it's like he figures out how to keep it going, and he doesn't look like he's slowing down yet.
Yeah, well, he's changed the way he fights and I saw him talk to Whitman about it, was just this idea of, do you want to be an exciting fighter or do you want to be a world champion?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to do?
He started out exciting.
And he switched from that, I want to be exciting, to I want to be a world champion mindset. And so he has paired that the best version of Justin Gaethje is not the rushing forward always Gaethje. Like, use the pressure, but like have those moments where you kind of like pull up on it.
I mean, the last Dustin fight was a perfect example of like the evolved version. Because like before it was like way closer, and obviously Dustin won. So it's like to see him evolve and be under the right like tutelage, like it is You could easily see him be under like what was Ronda Rousey's guy's name?
Oh, like Edmund
Tavarian. Yeah, Tavarian. And he'd be like, head movement, like he could easily, or like the Diego Sanchez guru guy.
Oh gosh, whoever that guy was,
Pata or something.
I know. Yeah, he's got Diego Sanchez like upside down, and he's like hitting him in the face.
Yeah, and if he would have fell into the wrong hands, he would have been a no-name fighter that just kind of fell to the wayside. But he fell into a great camp, and Whitman doesn't have very many people. So, like, he pours a lot into the people that he has. Like, it's Usman, Rose, and him, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Sandhagen now, yeah. So, like, I think Usman isn't there anymore, and he's at Black Zillions again.
I think for like fight camps, they're with like. I mean, is Whitman
Usman even fighting anymore?
Yeah, I think. Well, he just beat Buckley, so.
I think he's just doing exciting fights now. Not really anything that he's like, I'm trying to put a run together.
I wouldn't be surprised if like him and like Belil fight or something like that.
That'd be a nice fight.
I think that's the next step for him. Is like Belil Muhammad if you want to get back. Because also it's like I don't know if he can beat Leon Edwards anymore. Because Leon's also one of those confidence fighters. You know, if you chip at his confidence early like Belil did or something like that, he just faced... Like, even in the first Usman fight, like, Leon had lost that fight 1,000%. It was just... Thank God that he sold that same side head kick.
Yeah.
If he does not land that, we're not talking about, like, him as champ.
Yeah.
But you can see when his like confidence just plummets in a fight, it is just gone. Like it's gone.
Yeah.
Like even the Sean Brady fight, like Sean Brady just melts him. Like it's just.
I know this is gonna take a weird turn, but like speaking of confidence and fights, it's like not often. Like I mean, we watch UFC fighters, and we don't always get to see them before they're in the UFC.
Yeah.
Like some people you do, some people you become a fan of, like. In regional settings or whatever, and you're like, oh, I know this dude out of Maryland, and he's gonna be fucking huge, I think, one day. And then eventually he does become something. Like you, Gunther, Colin, like all of you guys, Tig, like it's cool to see you guys being so young into fighting still, because y'all still have a long road ahead of you. But like to see you develop those types of traits within the fight.
Yeah.
Like we see these people that like Pico or like Fluffy Hernandez or like whoever it is, like they have the swagger, the confidence in the fight, but you're like, you don't see the building blocks of how that happened. Like Gunther's last fight was a fucking war.
Oh yeah.
A war. And you got to see in the last round, like him finding the confidence, finding the heart, like he knows it's there.
Yeah.
But we're getting to see it actually be tested, and we didn't really see that before that.
Yeah.
And then in your fight, we never really saw you, like, plan and execute against such a legend. Like, we've seen you do that against, like, regional talent, but, like, to have somebody with such a backlog of fights that, I mean, almost nobody gets to that many fights.
Yeah, no.
I mean, almost nobody gets to just a lot of fights, right?
Yeah.
And for you to like go in there and it not look, and I don't know, I'm sure you're about to tell us, but like I have no idea what you felt, but it looked like you had beat him 100 times out of 100 fights.
Yeah.
It looked like you were just like, yeah, this is fucking Monday.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing you not be like that.
Yeah.
So it's like cool to see that develop, and like it's going to be crazy to see you on this stage and know the confidence that you'll have.
Yeah.
How was it during that fight?
I think my biggest thing, I talked to my dad about it. My dad and I talk about every fight I take, every mindset. We talk about mindset a lot, like what I'm thinking, kind of going into it. What I see, what I feel. Because I tell everybody, now I'm a 3-0 pro, but like the routine's still the routine, and I'm going to continue that. So even when I get to that stage, it's still going to be I'm training the way I train. I just train harder. Like each and every time I get better, the threshold gets better. I think I was telling somebody, because somebody came up to me and they were like, dude, you're the guy that just beat Felony. Like, you just beat Charles Bennett.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? And I was like, and they asked me, they go, did you grow up watching him? And I thought about it because I've seen a lot of veterans fight him, and I was watching those fights, kind of getting ready for this. And I felt like a lot of those older guys that had also been somewhere, had been in the UFC, or they were regional pros, or like have fought all over America for a long time as a professional, fighting Charles, just kind of get sucked into the game of like, oh, this is Charles Bennett. Yeah. Like, this guy fought in Pride. He fought Faber. He fought KJ Noons. All these legends he fought overseas, all this stuff. And, I mean, he freaking attacked Vanderlei Silva backstage. That's insane. Like, who does that? And they get sucked into that and play the game. Like, and kind of just, they don't perform to the level that I know they can perform at. Like, I've seen them perform at. And for me, yeah, I've seen those highlights, but I didn't grow up actively watching him. So, in my brain, I'm like, yeah, he's this quote-unquote legend for a lot of people. But to me, like, I respect that, but he's not this superhero or superhuman, like, untouchable guy. Like, obviously, record-wise, he's not. And it's also that aura that he has that a lot of people... Because even... He came up to me before the fighters meeting and was like... kind of said some stuff of just like, hey, I'm going to shake your hand one more time, but after this, you know, I gotta do what I gotta do, and we're still brothers. But and then everybody was like, was he playing mind games with you? And I was like, I don't know, but it really doesn't matter. I was like, I'm going to go in there and handle business. So, but I could see in his eyes, you know, usually he's kind of under the influence of something, like at those fights. But he smelled completely sober, not of any medicinal plants. Yeah. And when I'm standing across from him and they start announcing my name, I could see the look in his eyes I was like, okay, that old school him is in there. Because I think he got a taste of the last win. The last time he fought on Island Fights, he won his fight. And I think he was like, oh, I'm going to turn back the clock, you know. And also... a lot of people, I saw a lot of fighters complaining online of like, oh, Charles, you were supposed to fight me, blah, blah, blah. It just helps that I had the last name. Yeah. Like, they're trying to build me up as a fighter and as a pro, you know, promote me. But also, man, does it help that I have the last name. Yeah. So I think a lot of fighters need to recognize that too. It's like...
well, it's like perfect timing too. It's not just your last name, but it's also like you're undefeated. Yeah. You're local. Like, you're building up to, like, I think what Dean is doing lately, and I say lately because, like, it's more prominent or it's, like, more noticeable now than it seems to have been before. Also, like, the COVID thing kind of messed up, like, timing on everything, but it seems like now he's able to build people consistently. Yes. Like, before, it seemed like there was a lot of fighters that would come and go and like not really stay around, but it's like the local talent here has had a chance to like grow up, develop skill, and he's able to book them like on a consistent basis. So it's like you, Devin Cushing, like everybody's like trajecting in the right direction, and he's able to give you guys fights that like make sense and sometimes are risky. Like, I mean, Gunther's last fight, that was like a prospect.
Yeah,
that could have maybe waited a few fights.
Yeah, I think that could have been for like, you know, you're five fights in, maybe that fight. I feel like that might have taken, in one sense, skill wise for fighter on fighter. I think that fight should happen later down the road.
Yeah, or a rematch later too.
Yeah, I think partially we did not expect him to be so big because that guy used to fight at 45. Yeah. I was like, holy cow, that guy, he looked like Mark Kerr out there.
It was kind of like a Yoel Romero situation where it's like yeah, he has a lot of muscle, but it looked like he could cut a lot of weight if he wanted.
Yeah.
But then he can also fill up his muscles as well.
It was wild how big he looked. And then 3, I think in one regard, as we say, that fight should have taken place longer, it is kind of good that John got that experience sooner.
Yeah.
Because now, he's never had that. Like, he's never had that fight where it's just an all-out war back and forth kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
never really had anybody match him.
Yeah, I mean, he had his
Energy-wise.
debut. He had that Jay Mitchell fight where you have the jitters and the fight didn't go his way. But, like, that back and forth just dog fight where you got to, like, kind of pull it out in the very end.
Yeah.
Like, make some deciding factors and leave a statement in each round to get the job done. That helps him in the long run. So, now when you get there, you're kind of like, oh, yeah, I've been there. Like, I've been in a scrap. You can take a war if you need to go to one. We would try to, obviously prevent those. You try and, like, minimize those types of fights because nobody really, grand scheme, you don't want a fight of the night because a fight of the night means something went wrong. You want a performance of the night.
Yeah.
Fight of the night means you got busted up too.
Well, especially not this young in the career. Like, maybe at, like, Gaethje's level. Yeah, you want a lot of fight of the nights because you want to be that guy. Yeah.
Big money.
But I think it's good that he had that fight this young in his career. And same thing with you. Like, it's good that you're having these fights where you're developing your skills because it's only going to build that, like, callus of, like, yo, I've been here before. It's just another name. Like, and I think the difference between, like, Charles and, like, future opponents, like, Charles is a legend, but he's not legendary. Like, legendary is, like, John Jones is legendary.
Yeah.
Like, Conor at a certain point, like, you can stop and be like, okay, up until that point, he was legendary. Yeah. Like, because they have this, like you were saying,
kind of like an aura around him.
They got, like, this, like, mystique. Like, there's something different, like the way Chael was on a mic, that's legendary.
Yeah.
Like, there's things that are legendary about certain people. But, like, I look at Charles and I'm like, he is a legend because of the time and, like, the things he's done, but, like, he's not legendary.
Yeah.
Like, you have a chance. I mean, everybody at Remedy, y'all's entire camp, y'all have a chance of being legendary.
Yeah.
Locally, you always will be, but, like, you guys have the opportunity to, like, do that. And, like, what a good springboard with, like, Island Fights and Dean and y'all's corner. And
those guys, like, we don't have to go, like, picking fights. Like, I think a lot of fighters kind of shoot themselves in the foot, make it a harder path than it needs to be. Dean and them have put how many people in the UFC?
Yeah.
Like, gotten their shots. So you just trust the game plan.
Yeah.
All you need to do is train like as if you were getting ready to fight those UFC guys. Do what you need to do to get you there. Because once you get there, everybody's tough. They're going to give you the fights that you need. You're going to get there. You're going to get your shot. You just keep training, win your fights, promote, learn how to promote. That's the other big thing I think that a lot of fighters need to get on the ground with when you're early in your career. Because I think that's the headspace that I'm learning now is sometimes I feel like, I would look at it and be like, oh, it's a lot about me, like, look at me on social media, blah, blah, blah. But you're turning yourself into a business. Like, now it's like, okay, I'm working with so many businesses. I'm just promoting their brand. The more I grow, the more they grow.
Yeah.
The more eyes they get. So that fight with Charles is such a big promotion. I mean, our face-off got, just on, like, I think Instagram, got, like, 50,000 views on my page. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And ever since fighting Charles, I think I haven't dropped under 60,000 views since then, but, like, I'm sitting, like, right at, like, 85,000 views for, like, the past 2 months, which is crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of just, like, and it's almost like a 50-50 split of followers, but then also non-followers.
Yeah.
So you're getting eyes on you, and you need to capitalize on momentum like that with just pushing, like, promotional stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, fighting Charles was just, like, an awesome experience. That mystique is definitely there. Because you see him, like, I've seen him at events. It's like, whoa, that's Charles Bennett. Like, I know what you've done. I've seen you on YouTube. But being in the fight, I was very pleased with my performance. Obviously, I see things that I'm like, okay, I need to correct. I didn't watch the fight that night because I was like, let me enjoy it. Because I know when I watch that fight, there's going to be something I pick out that I'm like,
yeah,
you could have done that better. You could have done that better.
Yeah.
And I immediately did that, but I at least let me have the night. And then I woke up that morning and watched it before breakfast. And I was like, I could have done this, and this better. But I think after feeling like he went to the body with a right hand, right to like start. I kind of felt what was coming, like the speed coming my way, and also the punching power that he like put into it. And I was like, this ain't good for you. Like I already knew what I was supposed to do, but I also told my dad, as the prospect, you know, I'm supposed to go in there and do exactly what I did. You know, showcase my skills, dominate Charles, and then move on. What I don't like is when fighters are supposed to dominate, they dominate, and then they think like, they like act like, look at me, like I'm the greatest ever. You were supposed to do that.
Yeah.
It's always refreshing when a fighter can just dominate like they were supposed to, they were expected to, and just walk off like nothing happened. Like you've been there. Like it's classy, like a little classy feel. Like, you know, taking care of Charles. Like, yeah, I like celebrate a little bit, enjoy it, enjoy the moment. Like, I put my hands up. Like, yeah, it's cool. You know, walk over though, shake my coach's hands, hop on the ropes, wave to everybody, but just winning and then being able to just stand there in the middle. And this was the first time I felt like I was able to stand there in the middle and really just soak in the moment. Like, dude, I'm standing in the middle of the Hard Rock Casino watching all these people like get excited because I just fought Charles Bennett.
Yeah.
I showed my skills to a level that I have always wanted to, a calmness that I always wanted, because I've shown aggression. I everybody knows I can be aggressive, and I fight aggressively coming forward. Like, I'm gonna try and finish the fight. 3-0, 2 finishes now. So like building those finishes, and that first fight, I threw everything in the book at him to finish him. And he's just a tough dude. That guy could take a shot.
Yeah.
But being able to be patient, like there was multiple times I clipped Charles with something, but instead of rushing it, where I think if I would have rushed it, I would have probably knocked him out in the first round. Knowing that I touched him on the chin, but I calmed down. I'm like, okay, let's just pick my shot. Bang, bang. Like, just 2 shots. Okay, now I'll follow. Now, okay, we're in the clinch. Let me just take him down. Let me control his back. And just be able to think a little bit and just be like, okay, well, what's he doing? What's he giving me? That's not there. Okay, I'm not going to waste energy with that. Now, round's over. Let me go to my corner. Didn't feel like I was, like, energy was, like, dropped at all. I was perfectly fine. And, honestly, I think the performance would have been better if I didn't have, like, a 30-minute delay because of the whole doctor thing. It was, like, a weird space and time because before I walked out, I was, like, sitting backstage, like, right backstage, about to walk out because I thought we were about to go. And then we had an intermission. Then the doctor was checking on somebody. So I had already sat backstage for 20 minutes with no pads, nothing like that, just walking around. So the sweat cooled off. And then we get in the ring, and I stand there for, like, 10 more minutes. And I'm like, this is the weirdest ever. Like, I've never had this happen. But it was just a great experience, and I just felt it was just amazing to soak it in, and I just felt grateful to be able to stand there and just see everybody. Like, I'm looking around, like, looking at all the people that bought tickets to come watch, and they're just having the time of their life. And I'm like, that's awesome. And it's also just, like, to have that much support just meant the world to me. It's like, some people feel like they go through this world and they don't have one person. So to have you there, you're there, we're able to, like, shake hands, hug, and talk after.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and you've seen me from, like, what, 15, 16?
Yeah, 15.
Like, you've seen me since then to now.
Yeah, juvenile belt.
Yeah, and to have you there, it's like, dude, you've seen me from 15 to now I'm fighting Charles Bennett in the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
But like also to know that I've got a guy that's willing to like support me to that level, and we still keep in touch. We still talk. Like, that's an amazing thing. That's a friendship. That's true friendship. And a lot of people don't get things like that in this world. And so it's a understatement to just say I'm blessed,
Yeah. I mean, it is a long road to have seen you that far back to see what you're doing now. I wanted to ask you because, like, you've had the peak that you have so far. Obviously, when you were a child, this probably wasn't your dream. What was the first thing you remember being like, I want to be this? Like, I don't think UFC fighter was the thing. What was the first thing you remember?
Well, I will say the first thing I ever remember, and people can laugh, but the first thing I ever wanted to be was Spider-Man, because I was like, bro.
Why not, dude?
Why not? Like,
you're like, I can be that, I'll do that.
The GOAT.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to be Spider-Man. And then, realization came in that superpowers are not real.
Yeah.
And radioactive spiders would kill you instantly.
Yeah.
Probably have terminal cancer after you get bit by one. You're gone.
Yeah, you're like, probably not gonna make it after.
Yeah. I don't. That. Wow, I didn't get to be Spider-Man. I just died. That's nice.
Yeah.
So then it was. I grew up playing baseball, so it was like, well, I wanna play baseball forever, and then. And then once you start getting a little older, you're like, okay, well, I don't think I have the talent to like make it professional, and then I mean the odds are so slim anyways.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I'll play baseball for as long as I can. Maybe I'll play like high school and then college. And then when you don't make the baseball team going into your freshman year, you're like, I was devastated. I was devastated. I was crushed. And I remember going and trying out jiu-jitsu for the first time. My dad was like, and he had told me, he goes,
He's like, you thought you were bad at baseball.
Yeah. Guess what?
This is about to be way worse.
You're gonna get strangled for being bad. No, he looked at me. He was like, it was a good ride playing baseball. We had a lot of memories, but everything closes for a reason. There's a purpose for this. We just can't see what's God's plan in, closing that door, but something will open.
Yeah.
And I remember, the gym we went to, and whether that guy was trying to sell us on a gym membership, probably, or he was being for real. I'm training, and he's telling my dad, he's like, this is gonna change this kid's life.
Yeah.
And he was probably trying to sell a membership, but my goodness, that statement has been the most true thing ever.
Yeah.
Because when I first started, I didn't think, oh, yeah, I'm going to fight MMA. I was just having fun training. Like, I just loved training. I loved learning jiu-jitsu. I trained twice a day. And then I took a kickboxing class mainly just to learn how to protect myself on the feet. And then I realized getting punched in the head wasn't as bad as I built it up to be. And I was like, you know what? I love watching the UFC. Maybe I'll take a fight one time. And when I trained at Remedy for the first time and realized I could hang with the fighters there,
Yeah.
I could hang with people that were undefeated. I was like, I could take a fight. But even taking that first fight, even taking the first 3 fights, at no point in time was I like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the UFC. Like, some guys take these fights and go, oh, I'm going to be a fighter. Or they walk into the gym and they're like, I'm gonna be a fighter. That was never me. Like, I just thought I was gonna just take a fight for fun, and then it just turns out that I just am really, really good at fighting, and turns out too that that's the space that I feel the most comfortable.
I feel like that's the best way to go about it, though. Like, you would hate to be like, early in your life, be like, I'm gonna be a NASCAR driver. I'm gonna be. And then turns out, like, you are fucking dog shit at driving.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're not. I mean, I know you want to be, but, like, so it's a way smarter approach to things. Like, do you want to be a MLB baseball player? Yes. Are you going to be? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, arguable, probably not arguable, 100% slimmer chance that you'll be a UFC champion than a Major League Baseball player. Like, in the human race.
Yeah.
There's way less UFC champions than there are Major League Baseball players.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not even close.
Yeah.
So it's, like, arguable that you went to the harder path. But you kind of, within reason, control your own destiny in fighting. Because, like, you get better based off of how much you do it. Consistency and skill. And, like, pretty early on, you can tell if you're going to be anything good or not. Like,
oh, yeah.
Even people in your gym are going to be like, yeah, you can take some fights.
Yeah, you'll be able to get to a level. But then they'll be honest and they'll be like,
yeah,
no, you got the stuff to take it to the next level. Yeah. Like, people aren't going to lie to you. Like, especially when you
look
cross
out
train.
for you. They'll care about your health. They'll be like, hey, maybe this is not for you. Like,
yeah.
We get that you love doing it, but, like, maybe don't do it.
Yeah, you're going to get hurt long run. And also, I think what you just touched on is, like, saying, I'm gonna be this.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you're not. Your talent doesn't line up that way. Yeah. Like, that's a thing I think a lot of fighters...
What you should say is, I'm gonna be consistent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be hardworking at this.
Yes, I think... And my dad and I have this conversation. I feel like he feels like that you almost set yourself up for a hole in your game of, like, mentality-wise, of these fighters, and people can, maybe this just works for me, or whatever, but a lot of fighters, you hear them talk on these countdowns, these shows, and they're like, no one outworks me, I deserve this, I'm going to be a UFC fighter, I'm going to be a UFC champion, I envision it, and then you see them crumble under adversity. You see them lose a fight, and they're never the same. The confidence is never the same. All those things. And, yes, do I want to be in the UFC? 1,000%. Do I want to be a UFC champion? 1,000%. I'm going to work my hardest. I'm going to work my fingers to the bone. I'm going to work and push myself as hard as I can every day to do that. But if it doesn't happen, it just wasn't in the cards. And I can look myself in the mirror at night and go to sleep knowing that I did everything I tried. I tried. And I'm okay with that. Like Dustin Poirier, at the end of the day, he retired. Did his career go how he would have written it? Probably not.
Yeah.
Every fighter would have wrote their career to be the Khabib career or the John Jones, like,
well, maybe not John Jones.
Well, maybe not John Jones for what he's done outside the ring, but the Khabib, like, you're undefeated, you're a UFC champion, a legend like that. But that's just not how most careers go.
But 100%, he probably doesn't regret any decision he made within his career because it got him where he is. Like, I think a perfect example is Dustin. Like, I think you're building your life the way he kind of did. Like, he is 100% genuine as a person. Like, I don't think he's ever put on, like, maybe certain fights he was, like, a little more pissed off, like the Conor fight, like the first one ever. Like, you could tell it kind of shook him a little bit, got him a little out of his thing. But I think you're building your life correctly because the support is organic. It's not like people are quote unquote on your bandwagon. Like, your following is real. It's not like bot or TikTok follower. It's like the people that normally are fans of you know you. They like you. They support you as a human. It's not just because you fight. And I think that shows in the crowd reactions during the fights. Whether or not you're winning the fight or whatever is happening in the fight, you can feel the emotion in the crowd because they care.
Yeah, and it's nice to know, your reputation precedes itself. And so knowing that my reputation is good with people of, I fight and all that stuff, but people know that they can come to me as a person. Like, I feel like that's one thing between you and me of you've seen me from 15 to now, and you've just seen me grow it as a person. Yeah, all these things, like all this like extra stuff comes my way recently. Like all the hype is coming, and being able to do really cool things, work with really cool businesses, and have potentially more opportunities coming my way. But like not having it affect, like have the circle around you that keeps you humble and keeps you just relatable. I mean, because at the end of the day, I've told a lot of people, if my career goes like Dustin Poirier's, I would like to retire at like 35, 36 from fighting, do everything that I've ever wanted to do in fighting, retire, but I would go back to probably treating patients and just, I'm still going to be Cam. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I had a fighting career, but that's not forever. That's not who I am as a person. Yeah. It's a thing I do. Yeah. Like, it's not my identity. My identity is who I am as a Christian, and how I am as a husband, like a future husband, a future father, and the people around me.
Yeah, how you treat people.
Yeah, how I treat people and how I give back to people and invest in people's lives. Yeah. If I was the greatest fighter ever, but then like sucked at all that stuff, like what was that worth?
Yeah.
That's not a legacy.
Dude, I can't remember who I heard this from, but it stuck with me, which really sucks. I wish I could remember who told me this, or maybe I read it or heard it from somewhere. But I heard this and it stuck with me since you don't meet people necessarily for who they are, but where they're at in life. So like maybe somebody meets you after you win your world championship and they're like, oh my God, he's successful. And like they imagine you at your peak and like everything that encapsulates, they think of you as. But like they don't see the failure you've had in your life or like the path it took you to get to that spot, or worse, they see the flip side of that. Maybe they see you like drugged up doing like the craziest shit, not you specifically, but you as a person. Like they see somebody going through the craziest things and they think that's who they are as a person, and it's not. That's just where they're at on their journey. Who they are as a person is how they make it through that, like how they treat people. So like I see a through line like for you as a person, like how you've been. Like I see a consistency of like your character. Yeah. That's more so like what I think you're building is just the momentum of that. Like, but people will know Cam as like the island fighter.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, there's definitely I've noticed it now. There's Cam the therapy tech.
Yeah.
Like, and patients know me. And then there's Killer Cam.
Yeah.
Like, and for me, it's the same person. Like, I'm the same either way. Obviously, I talk more fights when I'm at fights. Like, not every patient wants to hear that you fight.
Yeah.
And a lot of patients don't know that I fight. There's like a half that know I fight. There's a other half that have no clue. And then there's some that thought I was lying about it. Like, there's a vast majority of the patients, because when I first started fighting, I mean, fighting dominates my thought process a lot of times. I'm always thinking about it, whether it's thinking about the UFC, thinking about my career, thinking about what I can do better in X, Y, and Z, thinking about just you name it.
You're like, I could take this 10-year-old down right now. Easy.
Yeah.
Double
foot
leg
sweep.
Death.
Yeah, everybody. I'm gonna heel hook that child.
Yeah.
But
that's why you can't go to the kids class.
Yeah. No more kids class because I've wrist locked one. No,
yeah.
Shit, kidding. Not really. No. But I've worked on it because my sisters don't want to always talk to me about fighting. Like they're not interested. Yeah. They have other interests in life.
They're like, cool, you fight, we get it.
Yeah, you're my brother though. Yeah. Like, let's talk about other things. Yeah. And sometimes I have my fault, like my downfalls of like I'll still want to talk about it, but then you got to put that to the side. So working on that as a person, because also it comes off as braggadocious. Look at me, and I don't want to be like that. I'm trying to work on being humble, and so a lot of patients, I just be like, they'll go, what you do this weekend? Well, every Saturday I go to spar. Like, I'm sparring on Saturdays. But I don't tell them I'm sparring. I just go, oh, I go to practice. and that's it. Just I go to practice and then move on with whatever else I did. And sometimes they ask, and if they ask, I go, oh well, I went to sparring because I'm a professional fighter, and then we'll get into it. Then others don't ask, and we don't talk about it. And then like a PT will be like, oh yeah, did you know Cam over there fights are, they'll be like, why do you have a bruise on your face like after one of my fights? I'd be like, oh, I got in a fight this weekend. They're like, somebody jumped you? I'm like, no, like it was legal. Yeah. I fight professionally, all that stuff. And then there's a couple patients that thought I was lying, and so I had to show them a picture. Then one told me I was AIing that picture and still didn't believe it.
You're
and
like,
so
you're right.
I was like, okay, you got me.
I pranked you.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, man, you didn't believe it. So, but there's definitely a Cam that a lot of people know as the guy that treats patients and stuff like that. But then in the fight world and a lot of businesses, it's like, oh, that's Killer Cam. Yeah. Or just fans. Like sometimes I'm walking around downtown now, and it's like, oh, you're Killer Cam. Are you the guy that's Killer Cam or whatever? And that's different and a little surreal. It doesn't happen like all the time.
Yeah.
But it is a little weird. But it also makes my day because it's like, oh yeah, that is me.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're going in the right direction.
Yeah, especially if I'm approachable.
Yeah.
You know, they feel comfortable saying it, like, but then it's like, oh yeah, that's me, and then I'll sit in there and talk to whoever. It doesn't matter, like,
yeah,
you know me. I mean, I'll talk to the wall.
That is dope to have that like as part of your journey, and like that. It's also cool doing something that you love and that you're passionate about, and like also being around people that don't know you do that. Like it's a cool feeling. Like I don't talk about doing jiu-jitsu around everybody I'm ever around. So it's like it is weird for them sometimes when they hear that you do something. Also when you hear like I know several people that are like really into anime and like they go to like furry conventions and stuff. I'm like, whoa, I didn't even know that about them. So it's like we all have a thing that we are whatever about. Like I knew a dude that was like really, really, really good and was a professional gamer.
Yeah.
But he never talked about it because it's like not something that would ever be relevant in the conversations we were having.
Yeah.
You know? So it is interesting to like learn things that you don't just assume. Because like if I had met you like this now, not knowing you from anything, yeah, it would be hard to believe that you're like main eventing island fights or like even fight in general.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, dude.
Yeah.
You know, because you're so kind. You're so like, you don't feel aggressive or like feel like, I don't know. You just feel very kind and like calm.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, is like at work, like my mom always says like, because I'm going back to school.
Mama said.
Yeah, Mama said for me to go back to school. Now, my mom, like, I'm going back to school to get my master's, starting in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And she's always said that she just thinks I'm either gonna work with like kids, like be a pediatrician somewhere, or like in that realm, or work with geriatrics. Like nowhere in between. Right. I'm either gonna be working with kids or I'm gonna work with the elderly population. But that's also like my bread and butter. I mean, I teach a kids class, but also when it comes to work, like all the elderly patients, send them my way. Like we're gonna cut up, we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna talk about all kinds of different things.
Yeah.
And
you get to pick up knowledge from them.
Oh yeah. I mean, they've been around for a long time, so learn something. You know, they've experienced life a lot longer than you, so wisdom is there. Older generations can be wise, but then also you can learn from older generations that don't have wisdom or maturity. Age doesn't equal maturity or wisdom. is something that I've also learned.
Yeah.
So just being able to sit around all those generations and take in different either life lessons or things that I don't want to be.
Yeah, exactly.
See mistakes and go, I don't want to be like that.
Yeah, like they're not self-aware and you're like, you don't even notice you're doing this.
Yeah.
Shit like that where you're like, I don't want to be like that person.
I want to be aware and kind of not like where you get stuck in a vacuum. I think sometimes people will hear that and like go, oh, you're being so introspective that you're just like locked in thinking about yourself and you're not aware of everybody else. Well, I want to be aware to the point that if I'm talking too much about fighting, and that person doesn't give a crap that I'm talking about it, maybe I should change the subject.
Yeah.
Like, I should stop myself and go, yeah, well, enough about that. What do you want to talk about? Or what's something that you do? Like, tell me about that.
Dude, this is kind of a funny, like, correlation to that. Like, I don't ever bring up that I do a podcast. Like, never. The people that watch the podcast are the only people that really know I do it, I guess. But having people recognize you in public, and I say that, I mean like maybe 4 people in my life have recognized me from the podcast. But I was in Publix one day and this dude was like, bro, I know you.
Your voice sounds very familiar.
And like the first thing I thought about was not the podcast. I was like, I worked in the mall for a long time.
Yeah.
You know me from the mall? And he's like, no, from the podcast. And I was like, somebody's putting this dude up to this.
Yeah, you're lying. No way. It's like Impractical Jokers, like that episode where they, the guy was like, oh yeah, I was a professional gymnast or something like that.
No, he was in like the Olympics.
Oh yeah,
and he really was.
Yeah, they pulled up the video. And then they kept
having a Joker come out and another one and another one.
You're such and such.
Yeah, oh my God. And he's like, what? This has never happened.
That was your moment.
Yeah, I was feeling that. I mean, it was one person, but like I was like, no. And I was like, how do you know about the podcast? And he's like, you had a buddy of mine on it. And I was like, oh, okay. That's normally how people see this.
Yeah.
Or know that it happened is like you had somebody I know on, which is cool. But I always run into that feeling of like, I don't know how to share that I do this because I don't really self-promote in that way.
Yeah.
Which is I probably should for this to grow. Mm-hmm. But like, I don't know, you're in a similar thing, but also different. Like, you need people to want to watch, but like who you are as a person helps that grow.
Yeah.
Like, ours is a little different. I don't know how to describe it.
I think, well, and it's also like, what are you doing? Like, in a sense, like fighting used to be just a hobby that I did. And now it is still kind of, I guess, it is my hobby, like my likes, I guess. It's my interest. But it's definitely a job, just with everything that goes with it, and your life, and social media, and training, and just everything with it. It's a job now. So, it depends on what you want to turn it into, I guess. And then, like, because for me, my hobby, I guess, now that I tell people is, like, well, I like to cook. Like, and I honestly like to cook, and I don't even, like, half the time I'll cook stuff, and I'm not even eating it. It's just I'm cooking for somebody else, like, cook for Hannah, or cook for my family, or her family, or her sister. Like, I love doing that, but do I ever want to do it like Volk, where he's, like, people know him as the cooking with Volk guy? Yeah. Like, some people know him as Cooking with Volk, and not UFC champion,
which is crazy.
Volkanovski. Like, one guy, I saw a comment, it was like, I didn't realize you were a UFC fighter until I saw you on the video game at my friend's house. I thought you were the Cooking with Volk guy. And so, you know, but I don't want to, like, cook to that. Like, I just want to cook just because I like to do it, and it, like, de-stresses me, and I have fun doing it. And it really makes me happy when I see somebody just smile when I make them, like, no, it's, like, just a simple meal.
Yeah.
You know, and they eat all of it, and you're like, yeah, that was really satisfying to me, like, just to make them feel at home that way.
Yeah.
But I don't want to, like, monetize that at all. Like, sometimes I'll share it that I cook something, but I'm not going to be like, yeah, I should turn this into Cooking with Volk, because then it turns into something that I'm like,
you're doing it not for the same reason you started doing it.
Yeah. It's kind of changed.
It's also interesting because, like, I'm sure Volk didn't necessarily think he was going to be doing that one day.
Yeah.
But it happened. Like, you never know, like, how you'll transition out of fighting whenever you are all said and done with it.
Yeah.
Like, will you still be in the medical field, or will you want to be, like, I don't know, an aircraft pilot or something? You know, it's like you never know where life will end up taking you in those ways. Like, I'm sure you didn't get into the medical field thinking you would find your wife.
Yeah, no, I mean,
but look at you.
Yeah, end up going to UWF, and we both land in the same Zoom class and all that stuff, and become friends through there. And then, you know, just being friends through that time period, and then we end up starting to date, and then we go from dating to now, like, being engaged is awesome. Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. So, you know, having that experience, you never, because there's so many moving parts of what she was wanting to do with her life, but where it ended up in school and us landing in the same Zoom call.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to do with my life, and then, you know, all the ins and outs that just go up and down with it. There's so many moving parts, especially with just, like, she's a military kid. So just that alone, you know, you're moving. The aspect that we were in the same place, 30 minutes away. She lived in Gulf Breeze.
Crazy.
Like, she went to Gulf Breeze High School. I go to Pace. You know, so there's 30 minutes. So we were around each other, like, in that regard at that same time. But then, like, she goes to college, like, different place before going to UWF. But the things that pushed her to go back to UWF and come back here. And so all the things that line up, like, so things change, life changes. There's a plan, though. Like, it's not all just all these random molecules just kind of running around. I mean, but the thing is the plan just isn't apparent to you until later on. It's always hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the saying. So, and it's that for a reason, because it looks so clear once you're through it.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, of course. Like, I wanted to go to PA school. That didn't work out. I applied 2 admission cycles, went through it. I thought I should have been in, did everything that they told me to do to get in, and I was like, what the heck? Why am I not in PA school? But then UWF has this direct entry into the Masters of Nursing. I'm able to do that. Now I got accepted. I'm able to stay home. Don't have to do long distance with Hannah. Stay here with my friends and family. Don't have to leave the church that I'm at. Get to train at the gym that I've always trained at, and continue, you know, after I get adjusted to school, continue taking fights.
Yeah.
Like, but PA school, I would not have been able to fight for like 2 years. 2 years and some change, because PA school is just like non-stop.
Yeah.
It'll take me a second to figure out how to like adjust to school the first month or so, I guess. But once I figure it out, best believe I'm taking a fight. Like, I'm not going to have to wait 2 years like PA school. But in the moment, I was like, I felt so blind. I was like, what is this?
What to do?
What is this plan? I thought this was the path that I was supposed to go on, but it wasn't. So, you know, that's life.
Yeah.
That's life. It all ends up working out for a reason. There's a bigger reason than what we can see.
Yeah. It all works out for the best, whether or not that's your preferred best.
Yeah.
Or what is going to be best for you is really the thing that people get lost on. But speaking of, like, how did all that go down? Like, I know you kind of told me, like, you were going to propose.
Oh, yeah, dude.
But, like, how did it unfold? Like, what happened? Tell me a little bit about the day.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I had it set up, and it was funny. Chris from Island Fights commented on my Facebook post when we announced it today, and he said, when I said to put a ring on her finger, I didn't mean 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
But I told him on there, like, it was killing me because the night of the fight, it was before the fight, we see him, it's me and Hannah, and he's like, when are you going to propose to this girl? You need to put a ring on her finger. She's always supporting you, blah, blah, blah. Dude, like, everybody's pressing me about it, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna need all y'all to chill out because I got a plan in 2 weeks, and I put it 2 weeks after the fight just in case I had like any bruises. You know, you don't want to have the pictures with black eye for that's me trying to respect her wishes of me not having a black eye in the pictures. And so I'm sitting there like, dude, please stop talking about this. You're putting pressure on me, but I have it planned out, but I can't say anything. So I was just kind of like, I don't know when I'm going to do this. But, like, I've already got the ring paid for. I've already talked to River about, hey, I need you here at this date, at this time. And I've already talked to, like, some of the guys from Brother Fox were at the fights, had already set it up and told them, like, hey, we're going to be there. Because, like, and side note, that's somebody like Darian Hernandez, Jacob, all those guys. Hey, you guys need to reach out and have those guys out on here. They're awesome. They're doing some great stuff. And they're freaking funny. And they were at the fights. But I had already kind of contacted all those guys. So the plan was, in my mind, she had finished school. And I was like, okay, she can't have her nails done during the semester because that's just what nursing says. So I'll give her time to get her nails done. And I always take Hannah out on a date after the fight to thank her for what she does. Yeah. I mean, we'll both be on here at some point, and that's something we can go into about what she does. My goodness, on top of being my fiance now, but at the time girlfriend, she's my strength and conditioning coach. She pushes me really hard there. But then she's there when I'm cutting weight. Like, in the last bit of weight, too, which is a horrific sight to see for any person that you care about. Yeah. Because you can't take on the suffering, but she helps me with anything. She's just like, just to drive me. Like, I'm cracked out of my mind. It's not safe for me to drive. She's driving me to and from practice. So, I mean, I'm sure she'll give her insights on that, what she thinks. Yeah. But I always take her out on a nice date after a fight to thank her. You know, it's important for her to know how important she is to me, even though I fight. And I know the fighting lifestyle is not for everybody. So to find somebody that is willing to sacrifice for, like, a dream you have is something just incredible. It's super rare. Yeah. Because we have to miss going out on to a gallery night. Like, I'm gonna take her to a gallery night this week because I fought just a couple weeks ago. But usually, most times, she likes to go to gallery night, but we can't go because I gotta go to practice. You know, like, we can't go. Yeah. Like, I gotta be at practice. And so, you know, you're taking time away from that. You're not able. If you go out on a date and you go to dinner, I'm over here eating, like, super strict, and she doesn't want to eat bad or have a drink or anything like that because I'm going through what I need to go through. Even though I tell her, hey, it's okay if you want to eat something really nice. Like, it's okay. That doesn't affect me. But she even takes on the burden of that. So I just want to thank her for dealing with all of that, all of the responsibility that I have to take on, the sacrifice. So never let her forget how much that means to me and how much she means to me. And I see the sacrifice that she puts on too. Yeah. So I painted like that the day as we're going to go. It's a thank you to you. It's a congratulations, you're halfway through school, halfway through your master's. A celebration that I got into school and then I was going to resign from my job. So, you know, kind of disguised as, oh, we're going to do all this. But really, I was proposing. And so, in my brain, I was like, our first date night was Sister Hen, Brother Fox. And so, we did the same thing. When I was like, we'll kind of recreate the first date night. Yeah. And so, we went to Sister Hen, sat in the same two seats that we did on night one. Just really soaking up the moment. But I knew that I had it locked up. I was like, she does not know at all. And then we walk outside of Sister Hen. We get in the middle, and I see, you know, the little logo up at the top of Lily Hall. I'm like, look at there. And she's like, I'm ready to eat. I'm hungry. Like, why? Okay, Cam, that's really cool. Like, why are you showing me this? And then I was just like, I just want us to take a moment and realize that, like, this is a very special place. Like, we had our first date night here, and that was awesome. And this has always been a place. We had Valentine's Day here. This has been our place. We sat in the same 2 seats like we did on night 1. But this is the last time we're going to do it as boyfriend and girlfriend. And I just kind of stared at her. And she was like, what? Like, kind of looked at me like, are you going to dump me or something like that? And then I put my hand in my pocket, and then she was like, no. Like, no, this isn't happening type thing. I was like, yeah. And then she was like, no way this is real. I was like, yeah, it's real. And then I got down on a knee, and River and Miranda came over, and they were like right there. They were hiding and took the photo, and then we had like a little photo shoot. And she was like, asked me when we got inside. She was like, "What'd I say out there?" I blacked out, and I'm like, "Man, I did it good."
Yeah,
so,
I can't even imagine. Like, you probably don't realize like what's going on when it's going on. Like, for the person being proposed to, you're just like, oh my God, you're really in shock. It's like a car accident, but like a good one.
Yeah.
You're like, man, this is gonna change my life, but like really
in a really good way.
Yeah.
But then we went inside. I looked at her. I was like, "Hey, are you ready for some more surprises?" And she was like, "I think if I have one more surprise, I'm gonna die."
You're like, "We're pregnant." And
no.
She's like, "What? What?
Wait, you're?
How do you know that?
That can't happen to you." But I was like, we got more stuff set in because I had texted Darian and them, and those guys have come through again and again. Like, they treat me way more than I ever feel like I need. But it's just such a blessing to have like guys that like kind of support you that way, and will show up and like help you in that way, and be a part of such a special moment. I mean, we got in there and there's a bottle of champagne and a charcuterie board and a menu with our like a little heart and C&H printed on the menu, and it's already set up. And like they come out and greet us and say congratulations and everything. And
dude, how bad would this have been if she said no?
Oh gosh, I don't know what happens after that. Just
them in the back, like looking through the window, being like, "Hold on, is she not?"
Do I come in by myself or be like?
They're like, "All right, throw those menus away."
Yeah, just give Cam a regular menu.
Get that champagne back.
Yeah, take that away.
We're just gonna make him a burger, actually.
Yeah. Just we're gonna give him a hug.
Yeah.
But it was just one of those things where it's like, I knew that she was gonna say yes. Like,
you're like, I knew on the 24 hours on the second day, you know, like The Office.
Yeah.
You're like love at first sight.
Yeah,
I knew within the second hour of the second day.
Yeah. So I knew she was gonna say yes. I knew all those things. So it was just like, because somebody asked me leading into it like that week, like a patient was like, "Are you nervous? You got to be nervous." And I was like, think about the most amount of money. I wasn't until
you said something.
Yeah, I was like, think about the most amount of money that you could ever think of. Like
$10.
Yeah. $10 minimum. Minimum, at least $5. But I was like, if somebody called you up and said, "Hey, you don't have to do anything extra. Like, this is here. It's $1 trillion. You just come over here and collect it." Like, would you be nervous about that, or would you be excited that, like, string free, all these things, like, you're going to collect that and it's okay, like, everything's going to work out exactly how you would love it to work out? Mm-hmm. Would you be excited, or would you be nervous? You'd be excited, right? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, that's kind of how I feel. Like, I know we've had that conversation. We've talked about these things. We've talked about how we feel about X, Y, and Z. We've built this strong foundation, core beliefs, what we want in the future. We've had those conversations of what we want our family to look like, what we want our relationship to look like moving forward, all these things. So, you know, it's just really just go out there and just ask her to marry me. And it was a dream come true. I mean, it's crazy to be like, you go from wondering, I wondered who that person's going to be, like,
yeah,
to, wow, I have this wonderful, like, person in front of me that is better than anything I could have ever dreamed of, and I get to spend the rest of my life, the good, the bad, the sick, the healthy, the happy, the sad, all those moments. I know I've got somebody that's going to be by my side in that foxhole when times get hard, and when we're on the mountaintop celebrating the biggest wins of our lives. We're going to do it together, and there's nobody else I would want to do that with. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it just is nice, and also it's just a blessing to be like, I found that. I was blessed with that, and not everybody gets that.
Yeah.
So.
I know, like, you're super thankful for her, and, like, you, like, brought up that, like, you can't thank her enough for doing what she's done and suffering with you and everything. And, like, what better way to reward her than to make her do it for the rest of her life?
Congratulations.
You're like, I know I've put you through hell, but now we get to do it
forever.
Yeah,
you've
the
had
suffering
to deal
never
with me
stops
forever now.
Forever.
Well, and honestly, like, I just feel like, I watching a lot of what Dustin Poirier did, and, like, also him and his wife, like, seeing somebody that supports him so well, and then also him give out the shout out all the time of like, she's there for him. I feel the same way. I feel like, the relatability, you said it, between Dustin Poirier, we're a little different, but also we have that relatability factor to fans. I think we also will step in the fire and go to war when needed, or fight clean when needed, and then, like, I feel like I've got that person that's going to support me and really believes in me that I can be in the UFC and do all the things I ever set out to do. Like, I think she believes it sometimes more than me, and that helps me on days that I, like, got the crap kicked out of me at practice. When Gunther's beating me up and Trey beats me up right after, and it's just, one after another, just a killer is just crushing you. You're like, oh, dude, I don't know if I got this. She's like, yeah, you can do this. You got this. So that's just another thing that's just like, wow. Okay, I got this. I can do it.
Well, it was dope to see you guys announce it finally. I know you told me about it, I think, like, right before the fight, but I was like, man, that's crazy. That's a huge thing, and y'all are, like, really, like, y'all fit really well. And I don't know y'all really well. Like, obviously I'm not around y'all a lot, but, like, I know you, and I know how it looks like she makes you feel from, like, an outsider point of view, and it looks awesome. Before we get out of here, is there anything you want to promote? Like, do y'all have a long-term date? Like, is it, like, years from now, or?
Oh, it'll be I always tell people whenever we become financially available to where we won't be homeless. Because we're both in school, so that's the thing is, she'll get done before me, and then I'll be, like, right at the end. So we're just figuring that out. So we don't really have a date, like, set or anything like that. We're throwing around some ideas. But I'm excited. I can't wait. It's going to be, right now, August 9th was the best day of my life. Whenever we get married, that will be the best day of my life. So it will change, like, to what was my best day of my entire life. But, just tell people all the time, just, I feel blessed. I feel, I feel blessed. I feel like God's blessed me with a life that I don't deserve. Like, and I don't deserve it. I don't deserve all the accolades that I get. I don't deserve all the wonderful things. It's just God's grace given. And it's just humbling to live the life that I'm living right now through year 25. Like, I tell people the past 2 years of my life have been the best 2 years of my life. And they just keep getting better. And that's the thing. And I know hard times will come, but hard times don't last, They're just going to, you got to have the hard times to show you what the good times are like. And you can't really enjoy the good times to the extreme if you never had the hard times.
Yeah.
So, but knowing that I also have people that are going to bear the weight of those hard times with me, and won't just leave me to just suffer in it alone. Whether it's me and Hannah, me and my family, me and my friends, I know I got people in my corner that are always going to be able to come by my side and help pick me up. And that's just another thing that's like, those are things that last, you know. Not fight careers, cool. Work careers, cool. Those things are going to be done at some day or sometime. But those people, the company you keep, and just the legacy you leave with all those things is what means the most.
Yeah.
What were you given, or like the things you were given? What did you do with them?
Yeah.
How did you steward them and grow them? And the people placed in your life, how did you affect some kind of change with them?
Yeah.
And so I'm just gonna keep on trucking. I tell people I feel like I'm playing with house money when it comes to fighting, because I never had the goal of being a professional fighter.
Yeah.
But man, as long as I got it, I'm gonna keep on rocking. Like, there's no stopping right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be pushing myself harder than ever before. I really think soon enough I'll be fighting for that spot in the Contender Series in due time. Whatever they do to line me up to do so, it's just, all right, let's do it. And then on top of that, going through school, getting my master's, just keep on taking each day one day at a time.
Yeah.
You got to have vision, but you also got to be working in the moment and existing in the moment. Like, you can have these plans, but you're not promised tomorrow. So I'm just enjoying right now.
Yeah. Well, it's dope to see everything happening for you and all happening for a good reason. Is there anything you want to promote before we get out of here?
Just shout out to all my sponsors. I mean, I've got a lot, and there's a few more, it looks like, on the horizon that I am pumped about. Like,
Word.
some big Pensacola people starting to kind of get with me about working together, and it makes me excited. I mean, it's so exciting to kind of see that, like, people on that main downtown area, big locals, because it's this idea of grind together to shine together. And I love Pensacola, and so we're going to all lock arms, and this place is growing. Like, Pensacola is growing.
Yeah.
And it's getting bigger and better. And instead of, like, I think the thing used to be, there's nothing in Pensacola other than the beach, and I'm gonna leave and go to a bigger city and do whatever. Instead of just doing that, you know, grow the place that you're at.
Yeah.
You know, water the plants in your own little area. So we're locking arms and really putting this place on the map, and I think we're building something special, and we're the new wave of what Pensacola is going to be. Yeah. So I am excited. I'm not going to announce any of those like right now, but pumped.
Yeah. Well, before we get out of here, I just want to shout out our sponsor, Johnny Mumbles at Sacred Grounds Tattoo Studio. If you want to get any good work, or you want to go to a dope place and just check out what they're doing there, Johnny Mumbles has a studio downtown, and it overlooks the 3 Mile Bridge. It's a crazy, sick view. He does amazing work. I highly suggest getting on his books if you want to get something done and you want it to last forever. Dude, I can't thank you enough for coming on. It's always cool to, like, check in and just see how things are going, and with each new step, it's cool to see how you develop.
Well, I always appreciate coming and just chatting. I mean, I appreciate you. I think what you do, and, like, also shining a light and just people in the area. I mean, you do a great job. I think people don't say that enough. You guys do a great job highlighting people in the area that are special, that are cool people. And I'm excited to see you guys, like, do more of that. I really think you guys can highlight some people that are just so talented in the things they do. You guys already do that. You guys are talented, and You guys always make a funny podcast, and it's cool to listen. You have funny moments, but you also have like real moments. There's moments where it's like, okay, yeah, everybody goes through that.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes this thing relatable.
Well, thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Again, can't thank you enough for coming on. Thank you guys for listening. We're getting out of here.